All right, everybody, it is summertime. So for students, they're either taking their last finals or school's finally starting to get out. If you're like me and you live in SoCal, the air conditioning is coming up again. Maybe you want to go to the beach, kick back, have a drink, get some sun, or maybe you just still chill at home, relax, stay with the air conditioning. Either way, it is summertime, and the card we have opening up this summer is UFC 289, Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana, excuse me, Irene Aldana. I will not be watching this pay-per-view card actually. Interesting enough, I'm actually going to a Twice concert. The same night of this card. While this card's going on, you know, hey. While UFC 289 has a women's main event, I'll be going to a women's main event of my own. Okay. Yes, I like K-pop. All right. You can like what you like. All right. Like what you want. Don't let yourself be caged. Okay. I will not be caged. All right. I'll like what I like. I like MMA, I like UFC, and I like K-pop too. So can't watch them all, right? But still gonna give my predictions on this card. And of course, there's some pretty interesting matchups, maybe some more interesting than others. But otherwise, let's go into my main card predictions. First, you have Marc-Andre Barriault versus Eric Anders. Let's see. Both these guys haven't really gotten like a big win streak in the UFC that I'm aware of. I know that Eric Anders is coming off, like both these guys are coming off a win, but Anders came off of, two losses, whereas to my knowledge, Mark Andre hasn't really been able to pick up a win streak in the UFC. I think just for consistency's sake and just more well-roundedness, I'm probably gonna have to go with Marc-Andre Barriault by either decision, maybe a submission or TKO. I could honestly see a TKO finish from either of these guys. Yeah, it's hard for me to say. I'm not really too familiar with these fighters. I know that they both lost to Park Ji Young, right? Which obviously isn't the best representation, but I love Park Ji Young. Um, Obviously not the best information to predict this fight, but I'm gonna go with Marc-Andre Barriault by probably maybe I don't know. I'll just go with him winning. I can see Tico from the side. Dan Ige versus Nate Landwehr. Nate the Train is back. Pretty quick turnaround, and I'm excited. I like both these guys. Excuse me, I just kind of just kind of burped there. I'm having a donut right now. Anyways, Dan Ige, very likable dude. He's coming off of a KO win, back in the win column, so I'm definitely rooting for him there. But Nate the Train, man, he's just such an entertaining personality, an entertaining fighter. He just wants to fight. He just wants to hurt the other person. No hard feelings, and I kind of like a fighter like that once in a while, right? He's not just a trash talker that just becomes a jab merchant. Like he goes in there and he fights. Um, Daniga's the favorite. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think Daniga, like I said, he's back in the win column. I just don't know if he's able to pick back up the consistency yet. I'm gonna have to go with Nate the Train Landwehr on this one. I like both these guys, but I feel like if Nate wins, he's gonna have a very entertaining rise to the top. Rise to the rankings. I think he's gonna be very entertaining. Um, he's like 34, 35. So I know that he hasn't said that he's going to retire next week or something like that, right? But we know that, there's a good chance that we don't have that much time with him left. So I definitely want to get the most out of the time we have with Nate. I'm definitely a fan. I'm going to go with Nate Landwehr by TKO. That's what I'm going to go with. Or this is just be a war. This could be a war. Nate's going to do what he can to put on a good show. And Dan Ige, hopefully he's ready for it. All right, next up we have Mike Mallet versus Adam Fugit. I don't really have much to go off of these fighters. I understand that Mike is coming off of a win on the Cater versus Allen fight night. He had a submission, I believe. Adam, I think he's coming off of a TKO win as well. I don't know. I probably have to just stay safe and go Mike Mallet on this one. I think I've seen more of his fights from the UFC. He's undefeated in the UFC, 3 fights, all finishes, right? So I'm just probably going to just lean with him. Um, yeah, between this matchup and like these two lower, like especially this featherweight fight right here, I care more about this featherweight, about this welterweight bout. So yeah, I'm just going with Mike Mallet on this one. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Okay, the fight that's saving this card for a lot of people: Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Daru. Oh my goodness, what's wrong with my tongue today? I just had a job interview today, folks. Um, getting a job, right? Gotta pay the bills. Anyways, I spent a lot of the day talking. So Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, um, for all my hype with Charles Oliveira, right? I had so much hype behind this guy. I consider him one of the greatest lightweights of all time. He was the uncrowned king. He's the uncrowned king of the division at lightweight for a good amount of time before he lost it fair and square to Islam Makhachev, and he's coming off of just only that loss. And I don't know. The odds aren't right here, but I believe Dariush is the favorite in this one. And I can't say I'm surprised because at the end of the day, despite all my hype behind Charles Oliveira, styles make fights. Styles makes fights, right? Going back to watching that Dariush fight versus Gamrot, right? Dariush was able to grapple and stay on top of things against a very stubborn and relentless grappler like Gamrot, right? In that first round, Dariush only lost that first round just because Gamrot was the most offensive, but otherwise Dariush did a good job at turning it around. Those scrambles were awesome. Pretty much reversed and neutralized anything that Gamrot threw at him, and then just overtook those last 2 rounds with the output. So I feel like Dariush is a dangerous matchup for Charles Oliveira because here's the thing, all right? Someone who's a high level grappler, okay? Someone who has this dad power that comes out of nowhere sometimes, whether that's a spinning back fist or an overhead and left that sounds like a hit marker when it lands, okay? Against Charles Oliveira, who gets knocked down in a lot of his fights. You know what I mean? Not to say that the fighters that he's been fighting haven't been knocking down people, right? But it's gonna be dangerous because when you look at that Oliveira versus Makhachev fight, Oliveira was doing really well defending and staying busy and active when on the ground in the grappling exchanges, right? It was competitive there. But the pivotal moment was that the moment that Oliveira was knocked down, Makhachev was able to secure submission pretty easily. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to put it above Dariush to be able to knock down Oliveira at one point throughout this fight. Like, he's very technical, picks his shots type of fighter. If he knocks him down, unlike Poirier, unlike Gaethje, Dariush is gonna follow Oliveira to the ground. I think it's gonna be pretty dangerous. Yeah, this is a really competitive fight, a really interesting matchup. I see that first round being competitive in the grappling exchanges. Oliveira is definitely going to be pushing the pace. Dariush is going to be doing what he can to neutralize it. And I don't know, is it going to be grappling for all 3 rounds, or is it just going to be that first round and it's going to be all on the feet throughout 2 and 3? I think that if it stays on the feet, Charles Oliveira has a good chance to get ahead, right, with his pace. He's really good in the clinch. He's very strong, very rangy, always moves forward. But it's all about that one moment. All it takes is one moment for Dariush to hit Oliveira good and then turn the tide. This is a tough fight to call. I'm definitely not opposed to betting on Dariush on this one. I think it's pretty safe because he's definitely very well rounded and once again a dangerous matchup for Oliveira. But I feel like if this does end up on the feet, staying on the feet, I do see Oliveira kind of outpointing him with the pace and the clinch. But that's also not to say that Dariush wouldn't go for takedowns either, right? We know that Oliveira likes to move forward and shoot for takedowns, so he's going to try that. But I don't know. This one's going to be tough to call. I don't even know who I want more. Like, obviously, I'm a bigger fan of Charles Oliveira, but like Dariush deserves a title shot. He deserves a title shot. And if it was someone else, if it was a fighter that I was a bigger fan of, that had the streak that Dariush has, right, I would want them to get a title shot. So yeah, I definitely feel for Dariush. You know what? I think because we saw Dariush's performance and how Dariush is probably going to be a bad matchup for a lot of fighters, maybe I'm going to lean Dariush on this one. Dariush by decision. Or maybe I don't know about maybe a submission too. But I could see Charles Oliveira winning the fight for a good amount of time. Like I said, all it takes is one moment. So pretty interesting fight. I'm disappointed I'm going to miss this one. But yeah, I'll watch it back on Fight Pass. And, we'll see. We'll see. Best of luck to both these guys. And last but not least, Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana. I'm kind of glad that this is the main event because not because I hate women's MMA. Okay. I like women's MMA. But I don't have to worry about missing this main event because this is very likely going to be Amanda Nunes by whatever she wants. Okay. I don't need to worry about what's, how the outcome at this fight while Twice is performing the feels. You know what I mean? I'll just be thinking about the performance. But otherwise, I feel pretty comfortable that Amanda Nunes is going to win this. You know what I mean? I think that last show against Pena, complete domination. I do have respect for Aldana and her power in her hands, right? That up kick to the body finish in her last fight was awesome. And you know what? Nunes may be slowing down. I mean, based on that last performance against Pena, right? She showed that she's still the champion, but I don't know. Maybe if Aldana just stands and trades with her, maybe she might be able to get ahead. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to count Aldana out, but I'm not going to act like I'm the most versed in women's bantamweight either. I'm probably going to go with Amanda Nunes by whatever she wants. And there's the card. This is the main card. What do you think? What are your picks? Rate this card out of 10. Let me know if you agree or disagree down below. What other fights are you looking forward to this summer? International Fight Week is going to be awesome. July is looking to be pretty stacked. We got some other great cards coming up, even if we have a few bumps in the road. And yeah, let me know. And I'll let you guys know how the Twice concert is. All right, so enjoy, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you all later.